my cool fams? It is I, Alan the Jackal. Today I am going to be reacting to the 2020 presidential final debate between Trump and Biden. I am honestly more Republican, so I would vote for Trump more, but let us see. Let us get to it.
Reflect well on him. Savannah, Lester.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
NBC's Peter Alexander is outside the debate hall in Nashville. Peter, let's talk about the Biden campaign. The vice
Oh
president.
cool, the Biden-loving folks. I would love to see what those Democrats want.
This night, and that certainly raised some conversation. How are they feeling tonight?
A little bit stupid because they hate Trump. Oh, sorry.
They know that the challenge is for the president to try to change the trajectory of this race. They want Biden to present himself as stable, steady, and competent tonight. And one Biden advisor this
Wow, they really think Biden is gonna be like, woohoo, we are so good at fixing problems. Yeah, totally better and more competent than Trump.
Trump will get to use to speak tonight. They describe this as a gift where you have a direct line to tens of millions of Americans to speak. The Trump folks have said that they want Biden to have that opportunity. They think that he'll struggle with it. The Biden folks say that's his real chance to build a relationship.
Oh my godliness, it's Joe Biden.
There are still some unconvinced voters out there that want to hear from Joe Biden on issues like his plan for coronavirus, his plan to help rebuild.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask.
As for some of Biden's
What is Joe's plan for COVID-19 anyway? Is he gonna do anything?
Your perceived vulnerability is
Biden will probably easily deflect it. There is absolutely not one scintilla of proof that the vice president has done anything wrong, and
Wait, is that true?
everyone has looked at it.
Can he actually do
Democrat
that?
Claire McCaskill, Republican Rich Lowry, our very own odd couple. We'll see on the other side, okay? Let's turn to the security of this election. It's a top priority. Tens of millions of Americans already having cast their ballots, as mentioned. But what an extraordinary moment
Whoa.
last night. The director
Lots
of
of
National
people already
Intelligence and
voted.
the head of the FBI,
But it
coming
ain't
before
even
Congress to
November
say
yet.
they have evidence that Iran and Russia are right now trying to interfere in our election, including with
Wait,
a
what
fake
Iran and
email
Russia
sent to
are
voters
trying
in
to
Florida
interfere
and
in
other
the
places.
election.
Cynthia McFadden is
But
NBC's
how?
senior investigative and legal correspondent. Cynthia, what is the significance of this?
Well, you know, this is just part, Savannah, of an ongoing campaign that Russia, Iran, and other foreign actors are engaged in.
I am asking you
to try
all
to
again.
undermine the confidence
Why are
that
they
Americans
trying to
have in
mess
their
with
own
issues
democratic
from other
process
countries?
and present a bad light in the rest of the world.
Indoor air quality.
All right, I am back, guys. This is an intermission, though.
With Lester Holt.
By mail,
Early in person.
or on election day. Each state has its own set of rules for the way we cast our ballots.
Yes,
Why?
it's a little confusing.
Just cast the damn vote the way the central government says so.
Minutes and plan your vote.
ASAP.
In some places, the polls are already open. Go!
Okay, so where are they? I swear I, Alan the Jackal, am actually an eternally 23-year-old jackal. I am an adult. When is the first day?
News. The presidential debate.
Oh yes, it is beginning.
Savannah Guthrie. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our coverage of the second and final debate.
Wait, what, the second is the final?
With the election now
Wow.
just 12 days
Only
away,
two.
people
Oh, hey, it's Trump and Biden.
some places. The stakes are higher than ever. Tonight is the best last chance, if you will, for the candidates to make their case to a national audience before Election Day on November 3rd.
The candidates are going to face off in just a few moments. We're about 3 minutes away. There's the stage.
Oh, in
Belmont
only 3
University
minutes
in
they are
Nashville,
debating.
Tennessee.
Cool.
You may remember the first debate. It was filled with interruptions, quite unorthodox.
I never watched that
The
one.
Commission on Presidential Debates decided then to change the rules a bit.
Yeah, the microphone of the candidate who isn't speaking will be muted for the first 2 minutes of each separate
Why?
debate topic.
They know they are not supposed to speak.
Excuse me, I was to say, NBC's White House correspondent and Weekend Today, Kristen Welker, is moderating tonight's debate.
The debate commission says she will not be responsible for fact-checking the candidates, but our team of
What, but that's her job.
is standing by to do just that. And for real-time fact-checking, you can go to
Anthony Fauci said, and others.
Oh,
and
yay,
many others,
it has
I'm not
begun.
Knocking him a lot. Nobody knew. Look, nobody knew what this thing was. Nobody knew where it was coming from.
Yeah,
what
we
it
do
was.
okay.
We've learned
It's
a lot.
called the
But
Chinese
Anthony
Communist
said,
Party.
Don't wear masks. Now he wants to wear masks.
CCP
Anthony
is
also said,
responsible
if
for
you look
everything
back,
to
he's
do
not
with
going to use this
coronavirus.
exact word. This is
God
not
bless the
this is
innocent
not
Chinese
stuff.
people.
So he's allowed to make mistakes. He people.
What
he
was it
told this was a
that
serious
leftists
virus
like
that
you are
spread in the
responsible
air,
for
and
corona?
it was much worse than the flu. He went on record and said
Yeah, he did.
one of
He
your
literally
colleagues
called it the Kung Flu.
reported that in fact he knew how dangerous it was, but he didn't want to tell us. He didn't want to tell us because he didn't want us to panic. He didn't want us
Are you sure?
Americans don't panic.
I don't know, somebody went to Wall Street.
What
You're the
about
one that takes
Wall
all the money
Street?
from Wall Street. I don't take it. Raise so much more money as president
Yeah,
and as
okay,
somebody that
Biden.
knows most of those people.
Because he is
I could
actually
call
crazy,
the
that's
heads of Wall
rich.
Street, the heads
Unlike
of
you
every
beggars.
company in America. I would blow away every record, but I don't want to do that because it puts me in a bad position.
Because
And
you are
then
nice,
bring
that
up
is
Wall
why.
Street. You shouldn't be bringing up Wall Street because you're the one that takes the money from Wall Street, not me.
Wow.
I could blow
I did
away
not know
records
Biden was corrupt.
Like you wouldn't believe. We don't need money.
30 seconds here because we need to get on to the next.
So when I met with Barack Obama, we sat in the White House.
Obama
At the
actually
beginning,
sucked.
Had a great conversation. It was supposed to be 15 minutes, and it was well over an hour. He said the biggest problem we have with North Korea. He indicated.
Well, I bet he told it, damn
North Korea.
lie.
Guess what? It would be a nuclear war, and he does have plenty of nuclear capability. In the
Well,
meantime,
while I
have a
don't
very
really
good
like
relationship
North
with
Korea,
him.
where was the war or next
He
Obama?
probably thinks the same thing about me. We have a different kind of a relationship. We have a very good relationship, and there's no war.
Why would you
And
want to have a smug
about 2
relationship
months
with a
ago,
guy like
he broke
Obama?
Into a certain 32 million people.
There was no war.
Millions of people would be
Okay.
dead right now.
President
We
Trump,
don't have
that's
a war,
30
and I have a
seconds.
good
Thank you.
relationship.
Vice President Biden, to you.
Why would you want to start talking to Democratic Party idiots like Obama or Biden?
Why do you think you would be able to rein in this persistent threat?
Because I make it clear
Cause
what
the
you were
sun.
making clear to China. They had to be part of the deal because here's the root. I made it clear.
Why did he
and
ask
as
China
a
to
spokesperson
interfere
for
with the
the
election?
I went to China.
Well,
And
if
I said,
China
why
ever
are you
interferes, we
using
know we
missile
can blame
defense so
Biden.
close? Why you control them? We're going to make sure
And
we
enslave
can
the
control
poor
them
North
and make
Korean
sure they
people
cannot
even more.
hurt us. And so if you
Wow.
want to do something about
Hasn't
it,
Kim
step up and
Jong-un
help. If
already
not,
done
it's
enough?
going to continue. What has he done? He's legitimized North about how we're better off, and they have much more capable missiles, able to reach
Cause nuclear
US
power is
territory
on their
much more
side.
easily than ever did city to get that.
Okay,
the
that
country to
actually
be
sounds
nuclear-free
nice.
zone.
All right, let's.
Obama, he didn't like him. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it caused Kim Jong-un actually knows Obamacare
It's
sucks.
okay. You know, the country is
Are very good always.
Not to understand, we had a good relationship with Hitler before he in fact invaded.
To respond, and then we're going to move on to the
You don't
next
know the
section.
law, Joe.
Vice President Biden, your response.
No, the law
Is it gonna be stupid?
Not true.
Well, check out.
Let's talk about our next section, which is race in America.
Oh,
And I
cool
wanna talk
racism.
about the way Black and brown Americans experience
What
race
about
in
blue?
this country. Part of that experience is something called the talk. It happens regardless of class and income. Parents who feel they have no choice but to prepare their children for the chance that they could be targeted, including by the police, for no reason other than the color of their skin.
Yeah,
Mr. Vice
as if
President,
Democrats
in the
are
next
never
2 minutes,
racist.
I want you to speak directly to these families. Do you understand why these parents fear for their children?
I do. I do.
Because they are colored people,
My daughter
Biden.
is a social worker, and she's written a lot about this. She has a graduate degree from the University of Pennsylvania in social work. And you know, one of the reasons why I ended up working on the east side of Wilmington, Delaware, which is 90% African American, was to learn more about what was going on. What I did,
About how to be more racist.
if she's pulled over, make sure she puts for a traffic stop, put both hands on top of the wheel and don't reach for the glove box because someone may shoot you. But a black parent, no matter how wealthy or how poor they are, has to teach their child when you're walking down the street, don't have a hoodie on when you go across the street.
Wait, do black people actually get raped more than white people?
Yes, sir, no, sir. Hands on top of the wheel, because you are, in fact, the victim, whether you're a person making child of a $300,000 a year person, or someone who's on food stamps. The fact of the matter is, there is institutional racism in America, and
Joe is not going to fix it.
We've never lived up to it. Do we hold these truths to be self-evident? All men and women are created equal. But guess what? We have never, ever lived up to it. But we've always constantly been moving the needle further and further to inclusion, not exclusion. This is the first.
Honestly, in my personal opinion, racism and sexism do not even exist anymore. And if it does, it is against white people and men now.
Better health care, better access to schooling, better access to opportunity.
Investment is being made biggest beneficiary, the black and Hispanic.
What violence is even happening against colored folks?
Black college
Yup, Trump actually does stuff for black
After
and
3
colored
years of
people.
coming to the office, I love some of those chips with all people. I think I have
Yay.
great relationships with
Hearing
all
it from
people.
Trump now.
I am the least racist person in this room.
What do you say to Americans who are
and
concerned
Obama
by
showed
that?
actually racist. And unlike
You know
Obama
what to
and
say.
Biden.
I got criminal justice reform done and prison reform and opportunity
Yeah,
zones. I
because
took care of
Obama is
black
super
colleges
racist,
and
even though he
universities.
himself
I
is
don't
black.
know what to say. They can say anything. I mean, they can say anything. It makes me sad because I am the least
Yeah, it caused
racist
Trump.
person.
My
I
boy
can't even
is
see the
actually
audience
not
because it's
racist,
so
but
dark.
rather very
But
yeah,
I am
Obama
the
is
least
racist. So,
racist person in this room.
Okay, Vice President Biden, let me ask you very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most
yeah,
racist
it's called
presidents
they
we've
both.
had in modern history.
Again, highly
He
damn
pours
high.
fuel on
I
every
thought he was the one who stopped
racist
slavery.
fire. Every single one. Started off his campaign coming down the escalator saying he's going to get rid of those Mexican rapists. He's banned Muslims because they're
For
Muslims.
leftists,
He's
wait,
moved
actually, did
around
he actually
and
do
made
that?
everything worse across the board. He says about the poor boys. Last time we were on stage here, he said, I told them to stand down and stand ready. Come on. This guy is a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
President Trump, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to respond, and then I have a follow-up.
You made a reference to Abraham Lincoln. Where did that come in?
What does
I mean,
Lincoln
you said
have to do with
Abraham
Trump?
Lincoln. Where did that? No. I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community.
And I'm
I didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said not since Abraham Lincoln has
Yeah.
anybody done what I've done for the black community. The crime bill, which put
Oh, God.
tens of thousands of black men, mostly in jail.
All right,
You
let me
know what?
ask
They remember
Vice
it,
President
because if you
Biden
look
a
at what's
question.
happening with
Vice President Biden, let me give you a chance to respond within this context. Crime bills that you supported in the 80s and 90s contributed to the incarceration of tens of thousands of young black men who had
You
small
see,
amounts of
Biden
drugs
isn't
in their
as
possession.
racist.
They are sons, they are brothers, they're fathers, they're uncles, whose families are still to this day, some of them suffering the consequences. So speak to those families. Why should they vote for you?
One of the things is that in the 80s, we passed 100%, all 100 senators voted for it, a bill on
Don't vote
drugs
for him.
and how to deal with drugs. It was a mistake. I've been trying to change the sense, and particularly the portion on cocaine. That's why I've been arguing that, in fact, we should not send anyone to jail for a pure drug offense. They should be going into treatment across the board. That's what we should be spending money. That's why I set up drug courts, which were never funded by our Republican friends. They should not be going to jail for a drug or an alcohol problem. They should be going into treatment. That's what we've been trying to do. That's what I'm going to get done, because I think maybe the American people have now seen that, in fact, it was a mistake to pass those laws related to drugs.
Well, I do
They
think
were not
people
in the
should
crime
go
bill.
to treatment
Why
and not
didn't you
jail
get
for
it done? See,
alcohol.
that's what I'm going to do when I become president. You were vice president along with
Biden is
Obama
actually
as
jack
your
shit who
president.
does nothing.
For 8 years. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years to get it done. Now you're saying you're going to get it done because you're all talk and no action, Jim.
We got a lot of it done.
Yeah,
We released
exactly.
38,000
Get anything
we got
done.
38,000 prisoners left from the.
You got nothing done.
38,000 prisoners were released from federal prison. There were over 1,000 people who were given clemency. In fact, we're the ones that put in the legislation saying we could look at pattern and practice of police departments and what they were doing, how they were conducting themselves. I could go on, but we began the process. We lost an election. That's why I'm running to win back that election and
Bro,
change his terrible
Obama
policy.
already did you to 8 years.
One question.
Why more?
Why didn't you do it in the 8 years, a short time ago?
Yeah, why did you only do jack shit on those 8 damn years?
You put tens of thousands of mostly black young men in prison. Now you're saying you're going to undo that. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years with Obama. You know why, Joe? Because you're all talk and no action.
Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys did not get offended. I started being too pro-Trump and too anti-Biden in this video, and I cursed a lot. If any of you got annoyed or offended, I am truly sorry for that. Anyway, if you liked my reaction to the final presidential debate of 2020, then be sure to like, share, and subscribe to join my fam squad. Until next time, see ya later, my cool pack of homies. Bye guys.